Join and play today on GeForce Now. Hello, everybody. It's Project Storm, and today is Thursday, February 16, 2023, which means that it is GFN Thursday again. And look at what's on your screen right now. That's another big title coming to GeForce Now very soon. Let's get into it all, you all. All right. What is going on, everybody? It's Project Storm, and as you can see there, we're live at 4K 60 FPS. And you're looking at the official GeForce Now blog. Before we get into today's news, as you can see on your screen, we're going to go back 3 weeks to remind you all that DLSS 3 delivered the ultimate boost and latest game updates on GeForce Now. Just 2 weeks ago, it was 3 cheers as GFN Thursday celebrated the 3rd anniversary with 25 new games being announced. That total could vary. Just keep that in mind. Give or take is what I always say. All right. Just last week, we gathered at our party as GFN Thursday brought Baldur's Gate 3 to the cloud, a game that I have already streamed at up to 4K 120 FPS, or should I say over 4K 120 FPS. The performance of that game is magnificent. Now, we have a lot to talk about today, like servers that are rolling out right now, like the Ashburn server, which is closer to me as I'm located on the East Coast. Very happy about that one, you all, and you will be seeing me streaming. I will be streaming a whole lot of videos using the ultimate tier and those RTX 4080 SuperPods. So keep it locked to the channel. Subscribe today so you don't miss out, all right? Now, we're going to get right into it because it says here, Rise to the Cloud, Monster Hunter Rise, and Sunbreak expansion is coming soon to GeForce Now. Plus, the Settlers' New Allies is part of 10 new games supported in the GeForce Now library. Now, as always, shout out to the GeForce Now community, you all, where big games are beginning to come on their own time, at their own pace. You know, and I will say that much, all right? But we're going to move down to remind you also that the conference for the era of AI and the metaverse will be going on next month on the 20th through the 23rd. So check that out if you're interested. I'm willing to check this out because I want to know exactly what's going on in the world of AI and the metaverse. I have friends who talk about those types of things all the time, all right? But fellow hunters, get ready, it says. This GFN Thursday welcomes Capcom's Monster Hunter Rise and the expansion Sunbreak to the cloud, arriving soon for members. Settle down for the weekend with 10 new games supported in the GeForce Now library, including the Settlers' New Allies. Plus, Amsterdam and Ashburn are the next to light up on the RTX 4080 server map, and I'm going to click on this map right now just to let you all see what that will look like, okay? So Ashburn is located pretty close to me, close enough where I can get a ping of like 9 to 11 milliseconds, which is very, like, absolutely fantastic using the RTX 4080 SuperPods. I mean, I was just playing games like Crisis 3, Destiny 2, Cyberpunk 2077, Metro Exodus, PC Enhanced, Control Ultimate Edition, Battlefield 2042, and more. The list goes on and on and on for me, you all. It's easy for me to find hundreds of games to play on GeForce Now, regardless of what you might hear out there. Okay? So keep it locked right here, because all you're going to get is the truth and a breakdown each and every week of this blog, all right? So there you have it right there. But we're not going to waste your time. We're not going to get off track. It says, giving nearby Ultimate members the power of an RTX 4080 gaming rig in the cloud. Keep checking the weekly GFN Thursday to see where the RTX 4080 SuperPod upgrade rolls out next. We got Palicos, Palamutes, and Wyverns. Oh my. I see what you did there, as always. Says the hunt is on. Monster Hunter Rise, a popular action role-playing game from Capcom, is joining GeForce Now soon. Protect the bustling Chimera village from ferocious monsters. Take on hunting quests with a variety of weapons and new hunting actions with the Wirebug and work alongside a colorful cast of villagers to defend their home from the rampage, a catastrophic event that nearly destroyed the village 50 years prior. Members can expand the hunt with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which adds new quests, monsters, locales, gear, and more. And regular updates keep hunters on the job, like February's free title update 4, which marks the return of the Elder Dragon Velkhana, the Lord of the Tundra that freezes all in its path. Okay, whether playing solo or with a buddy, GeForce Now members can take on dangerous new monsters anytime, anywhere. Ultimate members can protect Kamura Village at up to 4K and 120 frames per second, or immerse themselves in the most epic monster battles at ultra-wide resolutions and 120 frames per second. Members won't need to wait long for downloads or wait for downloads or worry about storage space, and can take the action with them across nearly all of their devices. Rise to the challenge by upgrading today, and get ready for Monster Hunter Rise to hit GeForce Now soon. New week, new games. Kick off the weekend with 10 new titles, and they're all right up here, you all. And like what I like to do is highlight the developer and the publishers and give you all an idea of what the Steam and Epic Games community, for example, what they think about said titles, all right? But it says, kick off the weekend with 10 new titles, including the Settlers' new allies. Choose among three unique factions, that is, and explore this whole new world powered by state-of-the-art graphics. Your settlement has never looked so lively. Okay, now before we get into those games, we're gonna go down here to remind you all that the month-long hashtag 3 years of GFN celebration continues on our Twitter, it says, and Facebook channels. Members shared the most beautiful place they visited in-game on GFN. Now for me, that place was located in the beautiful world of A Plague Tale Requiem. And I should have won. I really should have won. But I'm not mad because there's several of you out there who are trying to get the best photos and trying to take part in these competitions. And if you're not one of those people, you might want to follow GFN at Nvidia GFN today. All right? There's a lot of fun to be had. I always say this, there's a lot of fun to be had, and you're gonna miss out if you're not following GeForce Now. So do that now. But it says here, for example, from watching the sunset in Assassin's Creed Origins to exploring Night City and Cyberpunk at Cyberpunk Game, we love seeing the beautiful gameplay you submitted last week. Here are some of our favorites, and shout out to InLead, Wotos1, and Exception Quadruple Zero to celebrate 3 years of GFN, all right? So go check that out, people. And right now we're gonna get into these games because I do want to show you all this desktop PC app, you all. This is my favorite way to play using the RTX 4080. You can see right here, Project Storm, it says Ultimate because we've been converted over to the Ultimate tier. And it's amazing, all right? But it's not time for that right now, because we have to highlight the first game of the day, and that is Labyrinth of Galleria, the Moon Society. Positive reviews overall, released on Valentine's Day, all right, a couple days ago. Developed by Nippon Ichi Software Inc., published by NIS America Inc., shout out to them. All right, next up we have Wanted Dead, a game that's receiving mixed reviews. I have friends who are on this game right now, like shout out to my guy Lord Death 187 from the Xbox community. We were just talking about this game yesterday, and he's seeming like he enjoys the game. So remember, these reviews are always going to be what others think of these games. But the question is, what would you think of the game? What would I think of the game? All right. Now, but moving right along, we have developer. Is that Soleil? We'll say Soleil Limited. Published by 110 Industries SA. All right. Moving right along, we have Eldarin. This game right here was developed by Mantra Synergia Games, and I apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly. Published by Graffiti Games, dropped today, February 16th, 2023. All right, this one is so new, it doesn't quite have enough reviews, so we're gonna wait for that one. All right. Moving on, we have Wild West Dynasty. Now this right here might be the first time I think I've ever seen a very negative review, but it's good that people can get out here and try these games before I spend my hard-earned cash or before you spend yours, you all. But this is another reason I like to highlight these games in this fashion. All right, so got to let the developers know how we feel, but at the same time, if this is a game that intrigues you, go out there and try it yourself. Tell me what you think about it. Released today, February 16th. Developed by Moon Punch Studio. Published by, Toplets Productions, all right? Next, we have a game that was developed by or published by Ubisoft, and that is The Settlers New Allies, all right? So do go over to the Ubisoft store online and check that one out, you all, if you're interested in that game. I'm gonna be doing a little bit of research on it to see if it's for me. Next up, we have Across the Obelisk. Very positive reviews overall, released on April 8th, 2021. Developed by Dreamsight Games, published by Paradox Arc. Shout out to them. Next, we have Captain of Industry. Very positive reviews overall, released on May 31st, 2022. Developed and published by Mafai Games. Then next we have Cartel Tycoon, very positive reviews recently, mostly positive overall, released on July 26, 2022, developed by Moon Moose, published by Tiny Build. Shout out to them. Then next we have SimRail, the railway simulator. Very positive reviews overall. And I'm starting to begin to see some things, you all, like some of these games that we're seeing come to GeForce Now are games that we may not enjoy, but it seems that others do enjoy these games. So that's why I said earlier, keep this in mind. Sometimes you have to take reviews with a grain of salt. If a game interests you, jump on it. If you don't like it, return it if it's within that return window. It's that simple, people. All right. Released on January 13, 2023, developed by SimRail SA, published by Playway SA. Next, we have War Pips, and that's last but not least. A game that I have not claimed yet on the Epic Games Store, but I'm gonna do that right now live. And I guess I'm not, because I'm not signed in right now. You know what I mean? So I won't be doing that for you all. But what I will be doing right now is going over back to that desktop app to show you all these settings. All right, we're running on version 2.0.48, all right? And as you see right here, I've already connected my Ubisoft account, my Epic Games account, Steam account, and of course you could do EA, GOG.com, and others, all right? But right here, this is the newly rolled out US East RTX 4080 SuperPod server right here. This is the one I'm going to be connecting to today. So we're going to run a network test to see what my latency might look like. And it will fluctuate depending on real world factors. So it will vary at times, you all. But typically I get between 9 to 19 milliseconds of latency, or my ping is between 9 and 19. And I'm always getting like a super smooth, as you can see it right here, a super smooth experience. Whenever something is wrong, I know. So let's go ahead and stop the music real quick, and I want to break this down for you all. A lot of people are going to be new to GeForce Now, and you're not really going to know your way around. Sometimes it's going to look like something foreign to you, but that's what this community is all about. So do not feel afraid or ashamed or anything like that if you need help, because people ask me the simplest questions like, Storm, how do you move the heads-up display from one corner of the screen to the next? Or how do you even pull up that heads-up display? And I do show those features each time I go live. I try to always point those out for people who may be new to GeForce Now, because people are joining every day. And it's a good time, I think, for us to celebrate the fact that GFN has been around for 3 years now, hashtag 3 years of GFN. And they have some great people in the community, you all, definitely behind the scenes, as on the forums over at Reddit and places like that, Twitter. They can definitely get you set up with the help that you need, all right? Now, non-latency, okay? I'm looking pretty good right there, no packet loss, for example. Bandwidth right here, that's greater than 75, and I meet that requirement. Okay. And then as you can see, I'm not going to go through each and every one of these right here, you all, but I'm looking pretty good is what I'm trying to say right now. So the bit rate, 75 megabits per second. I like to max that out, but you can also put it down to your liking. All right. Depending on your network conditions, I have a gigabit upload and download. So I like to max everything out. I always try to blow the SuperPods up, but I'm unsuccessful so far. And the SuperPods are undefeated. I just can't seem to do any damage. You know what I mean? When it comes to streaming games at 4K 60 with HDR, fully maxed out with ray tracing, DLSS quality, reflex plus boost, frame generation, and more, you all. The SuperPods will not be defeated. So as you look at the 4K 120 FPS, you begin to see how serious it is over here, right? And this is why I'm a fan of the technology. I'm a fan of the service, and I'm definitely a fan of GeForce Now trying to usher us in a new experience that we have never seen or experienced before. So I'm always going to be super excited about that, all right? We have Reflex on right now for games that support it, like Apex Legends. Oh my God, Apex Legends runs beautifully on GeForce Now, you all. When it comes to latency, there's no latency. I always say ultra no latency, but Nvidia likes to call it what it should be called, which is ultra low latency. So if you hear me say ultra no latency, you all, that's because that's what it feels like, okay? No secret. HDR, right now I don't have HDR on, but if I wanted to enable it, I could do that by enabling that on my desktop PC, and I can play any game that has HDR compatibility. And those games look beautiful, like Far Cry 6, Cyberpunk, and many, many, many more. All right. Adjust for network conditions. I turn that on so I can see when something's really going on. All right. Then that'll let me know that I need to go and troubleshoot my hardware or something like that. So keep that on is what I would recommend. Then resolution upscaling, we have it on enhanced. It just makes everything pop, even at 4K. 1440p as well. GeForce Now does 1440p, 120 FPS, and I'm going to go ahead and switch this just for you all. But if I wanted to go competitive, I can hit 1080p at 240 FPS with VSync, Reflex, HDR, and more. Enable. In-game graphic settings is going to be saved with the ultimate tier, so you don't have to worry about fiddling with settings and things like that. And this is just some of the things that GeForce Now is capable of, you all. So if you're interested in it, that's why I start the stream with join and play today, because I'm telling you all right now, you may be blown away. There's a number of YouTubers, big YouTubers, that's giving GeForce Now props when that might not have been the case a couple years ago. All right. So I'm just putting it out there. So if you hear me sounding like I've fallen in love with GeForce Now, it's because I love the technology. I love it so much that I bought a RTX 4090, which I use, but I play more on GeForce Now because of the convenience of it. There's no downloads, no BS, none of that stuff, you all. Just jumping into your game and playing in a matter of moments. All right. So that's why you're always going to see me use the 4080 or the ultimate tier 4080 SuperPods alongside my RTX 4090. So I just wanted to point that out. And if I can help you all in any other way, please let me know. Follow me on Twitter. It's on the banner of my channel, my YouTube channel, but it's at the Nephophiliac, which means someone who loves clouds. All right. And I love cloud gaming. I love the cloud technology across the board, whether that's AI or whatever cloud is involved with. I'm interested in that. All right. So there you have it. And to go to a few of the recent games that I've been streaming, just to let you all know, here's some of those games right now. And I also want to show you all this because some people are very confused at times. They're like, how do you see all the games on GeForce Now? Well, here's some of the ones with ray tracing, for example. Here's this is the genre with RTX on. Free to play is up here and more, right? We're going to get right down bottom at the very bottom of this. It might be the same on Shield or Shield TV and all those devices, you all. I'm not sure because I don't own a Shield device, but I will say this. All games right here, boom, 1538 is the current total. So you can go and see how many games on GeForce Now. You can also sort by category or actual genre right here. and you can find those games faster that you like. Me, you're going to find me in the action section. There's 819 games, for example, out of 1538, just in the action department alone. All right, so those are just some of the things. I'm going to get you all out of here. I appreciate your time, you all. I love doing these videos. You're going to see me go live a whole lot. I'm going to be streaming more than I am going to be chopping up videos and making content that way, right? I'm not the best editor and stuff like that, but I will bring you 4K live streams at 60 FPS with HDR and all of the features that Nvidia offers through GeForce NOW and on my RTX 4090. So stay tuned, y'all. And 3 things I like to say, as always, is keep it safe, keep it positive, keep it gaming. Happy GFN Thursday. And remember, 3 years of GFN, that lasts the entire month. All right, so we have a couple weeks left to celebrate that. So join in on the fun and join and play today on GeForce NOW. I'm out of here.